Imagine surviving 2 days of the bloodiest battle ever fought on American soil, only to be killed while baking bread in your own kitchen. No soldier ever stood trial. No witness could testify the shooter. And more than 160 years later, no one knows who fired the fatal bullet. This is a veil of crime. July 1863 in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. A quiet farming town of roughly 2,400 people suddenly found itself directly in the path of two massive armies. General Robert E. Lee led nearly 75,000 Confederate troops north into Pennsylvania. The Union Army, commanded by George G. Meade, marched to stop them. Within hours, the peaceful streets became a battlefield. More than 160,000 soldiers would fight here over 3 days. By the time it ended, more than 50,000 men would be killed, wounded, captured, or missing, the bloodiest battle of the Civil War. 20-year-old Jennie Wade wasn't a soldier. She was a seamstress. When fighting reached town, she left her own home and stayed with her sister who had recently given birth. The house shook with artillery fire. Bullets ripped through the walls. Outside, entire streets became combat zones. Inside, Jennie tried to help feed Union soldiers by baking bread. She believed she was safer indoors, but she wasn't. On the morning of July 3rd, Jennie walked through the kitchen. A single rifle bullet pierced two wooden doors, entered the house, and struck her in the back. She died almost instantly. There had been no warning, no confrontation, no chance to escape. She became the only direct civilian killed during the Battle of Gettysburg. Here's where history becomes a mystery. Investigators never recovered enough evidence to determine exactly where the bullet came from. Some historians believe it was fired by a Confederate sharpshooter positioned outside of town. Others argue Union troops occupied nearby positions and could have accidentally fired the fatal shot. Smoke filled the streets. Thousands of rifles fired continuously. The exact trajectory was impossible to prove. No eyewitnesses saw the shooter, and no soldier ever admitted to firing the shot. The evidence disappeared into the chaos of war, and even today, no one knows who fired the bullet that killed Jennie Wade. When the fighting finally stopped, Gettysburg resembled a city of nightmares. Thousands of bodies covered the fields. More than 7,000 soldiers lay dead. The town suddenly had to care for roughly 22,000 wounded soldiers and thousands of prisoners. Homes became hospitals. Churches became operating rooms. Families buried strangers in their own yards. The battle had ended, but Gettysburg would never be the same. History remembers the generals, the charges, the victories, the defeats. But hidden beneath one of America's greatest battles is the story of a young woman who never picked up a weapon, yet still became one of its victims. Her killer was never identified, her case was never solved, and the deadliest battle of the Civil War still holds one unsolved mystery. This has been a Veil of Crime. If you enjoy historically accurate true crime and forgotten mysteries, subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And if you'd like to support the channel, the Buy Me a Coffee link is in the description. Thank you for watching A Veil of Crime.